So we have Bryn and Billy. They're going to be describing how to use your body as part of a piece of language.
Yeah, so body language is super important. In fact, I think it's one of the most important ways you can communicate what you want to say to the customer. You can use body language throughout the whole entire pitch, just from the very start. You can just say, hey, give them a quick wave, making sure you have their attention. When you're starting the pitch, each individual scope of the service, again, you can apply your body language to it. What I like to do is when I'm talking about the barrier of the home, this is how I normally do it. I go, so we go 2 feet up, 2 feet out, and all the way around the base of the house with a liquid barrier. So that's one way you can do it.
Let me do the dewebbing.
Okay.
So let's say you got some spider webs or some wasp nests. What you do, like, okay, so we're gonna use this long pole with scrubber at the end. Kind of looks like a big old Q-tip. We're gonna get up and actually whack down these spider webs or wasp nests around the whole perimeter of your house in all of these areas.
Okay. Yeah, and even with the granulation, how I like to do it, it's pretty simple. So what we have are these like little pellets, sir. It kind of looks like fertilizer you put out on the lawn. What we do is we come out here and we kind of spread it out about 15 feet around the base of the home. What that does is when that gets wet, so it's water activity through like rainfall or when you water the grass, it's going to get into the soil about 1.5 inches deep. And what that does is it eliminates and prevents any further satellite nesting that happens around the house, making that liquid barrier at the base of the home that much more effective.
One of the big benefits to body language is it really helps the customer to be more of a participant in your pitch. So like one thing I do when I'm explaining the interior service, I'm like, hey, let me show you something. Let's pretend this is your kitchen. I kind of try to walk him a little bit to the side of his house. Pretend this is your sink right here. Under the sink there's a little pole, right? It goes in, and a little pipe that goes into the wall. We'll leave a dusty product that actually takes care of any of the bugs creeping on there in the wall. That's where we like to make their nest. Alright, within the kitchen and all the bathrooms. So by moving him over, first of all he's walking, he's like listening to me, he's obeying me, and then I can get over here and draw him a picture. Makes it a lot more clearer for the customer to follow what you're doing, what you're explaining.
Yeah, that's a really good point. What we're selling is kind of an invisible service. I mean, you can't tell that a home has been serviced. So it really helps the customer to visualize what we're going to do. The more realistic you can act it out.
So what about the importance of walking around the house?
Walking around the house has a lot of benefits. First of all, it keeps their attention on you. It shows that you care and that you know what you're talking about. But also you can see, I mean, your customer, how often does he look at the side of the house for wasp nests? As you're walking around, more and often than not, he's going to notice something or you're going to notice something that he didn't know he had. And then you can, take care of that right there and have him more likely to buy.
And a buying sign is when the customer starts to listen to you and do things you tell them to do. So if you have that much control over your customer, to the fact that he'll actually follow you around your house, then you kind of start get more confident because it's a really big buying sign when you start to look around and look at what you have and like watch you explain the service all around his house. It really boosts your chance of selling in person.
So how should new reps practice body language?
Exaggerate. So when you're doing role plays at the office or during correlation or at home, make yourself look silly. We're all friends. We're not going to make fun of you. It might be awkward at first, but I promise you the more energy you put into your body language, the more energy he's going to